Hey, Anna, you've already started prepping for Mom's birthday party tomorrow, right? Don't tell me you forgot.
Huh? What are you talking about? You never told me anything about it. And tomorrow? That's way too last minute. Wyatt, you haven't told me who's coming, how many people, the time, or even the place. How exactly am I supposed to plan anything? Am I supposed to just wave a magic wand or something?
What? I told you the other day. Our whole family's getting together. Were you not paying attention at all? There's going to be at least 20 people, so make sure everything's perfect. Food, drinks, the whole setup. And don't forget the steak platter and the cake. Go all out if you can. Presentation matters.
Hold on a second. Shouldn't this be your job in the first place? Why are you dumping the whole thing on me? I'm not a stay-at-home wife, and I'm definitely not your maid. It's your mom's birthday. You should be the one making it special for her. And besides, I told you I had plans tomorrow, remember? Not that you were actually listening.
Your personal plans can wait, right? Mom's birthday comes first. That should be a no-brainer. Why do I even have to spell this out for you?
Well, since we're talking about no-brainers, let me remind you, this kind of stuff should be shared at least a week ahead of time. Telling me everything at noon the day before and expecting it all to be perfect? That's basically sabotage.
Why do you always have to complain about everything? Do you even understand what it means to be part of this family? My family's been one of the most respected in this town for generations. Relatives expect the daughter-in-law to be sharp and prepared at events like this. When you step up like that, people start to respect you more. So act like you know what being my wife actually means.
Seriously? So my worth depends on how your relatives see me? Give me a break. Family events are supposed to be a team effort. Why am I the only one getting stuck with everything?
What? If I do all that, I'll look weak, like some guy who married into the family and lost all his pride.
Pride? Image? If you care more about that than actually helping out, no wonder the whole idea of family is falling apart. Don't throw all the responsibility on me and act like it's just a wife's duty. That's so outdated.
Jesus, all this over a birthday party. You're seriously overreacting. You used to be more easygoing, remember? When did you become so difficult? You're quite different from who I used to know.
You know, being easygoing doesn't mean just putting up with unfair stuff in silence. And I'm sick of you bringing up how I used to be only when it suits you.
Yeah, fine. If it means that much to you, I won't say anything else. But just for tomorrow, please. If the relatives are disappointed, it'll totally ruin my image.
So I'm just supposed to take the hit to protect your reputation? That kind of thinking is exactly what tears families apart. You really think it's okay to sacrifice me just to protect your image?
Man, I swear, I've got the worst luck.
What's with you all of a sudden? Aren't you on your lunch break right now?
I'm so bummed. I can't even eat.
Seriously, what's going on?
To be honest, lately I've been thinking maybe I should have just married someone younger. Someone who actually listens.
Excuse me? What are you even trying to say right now? Where is this coming from?
Back then, there weren't really any young women around me. You were the only one barely under 30. You were the youngest. That's literally it. I figured you still had time before the risks of having kids got too high. I kind of imagined that you might welcome a few little ones in the next few years. But yeah, turns out life's not that easy. I've held back for a long time, but I'm seriously reaching my limit. If I'd realized all this sooner, maybe things could have turned out differently.
Who do you think you are? This is so out of nowhere, I don't even know what you're saying. Take a second and think this through. You already have 2 smart, beautiful daughters from your first marriage, don't you? Yeah, it's true. We don't have kids together. But blaming me for that? That's completely unfair. I know your whole family's been pushing for a son to carry on the name, but I'm a human being, not some kind of machine. I'm not here just to pop out kids on demand.
This isn't about machines. The fact is, you've never even been pregnant. Not once. Doesn't that kind of say everything?
Don't just assume it's all my body's fault. This is something we're supposed to face together as a couple. Why is it always just me getting blamed?
Doesn't matter what excuse you come up with. You're turning 37 soon. That's a fact. Before it gets too late, our family has to make a move. That's all this is about. My family owns a lot of land. We've been the main household for generations. I've got relatives breathing down my neck about an heir. You have no idea what that pressure feels like.
Oh, believe me, I know exactly what that pressure feels like. But that doesn't give you the right to push all the blame on me without even having a real conversation.
So, yeah, I figured there was no point in talking anymore. A few months ago, I started working things out with my mom. We've been quietly putting together a backup plan.
What did you do?
Want to know? My 22-year-old girlfriend just gave birth to a baby boy. Since you can't give me a son, I'm divorcing you.
Girlfriend? Are you seriously saying all of this with a straight face? This isn't just shocking. It's not even something to joke about. And 22? She's more than 10 years younger than me. You two could literally be mistaken for father and daughter. Aren't you even a little ashamed of going after someone that young? Where's your moral compass? And wait, you said the baby's already born? So you've been hiding all this from me while it was going on?
Wow, don't get the wrong idea. She's not underage or anything. There's nothing illegal about it. I made sure to stay within the law, that's all.
This isn't about the law. I'm saying you've completely failed as a husband and as a human being. You're married and you went and had a kid with another woman? That's betrayal, plain and simple.
Save it. Say whatever you want. My mind's made up. No matter how much you yell, the fact is, she and I now have a son. That's not changing. I've told you for years, we needed a boy to carry on the family name. And after all this time, there wasn't even the slightest sign of that with you. A woman who gave me a son, and a woman who gave me nothing. It's obvious which one matters more for my future. That's why I've decided we should become an official family. Me, the baby, and his mother is the only thing that makes sense.
So basically, you planned this from the beginning, didn't you? The timing's way too perfect. Everything's gone just how you wanted. Fine, you've pushed it this far. And honestly, I'm done fighting. There's no point in dragging this out. I'll agree to the divorce, but at least give me time to find a new place. You can't just throw me out without somewhere to go. Also, what you did is straight up cheating. There's no question about that. So yes, you're going to make this right. I'll have everything ready.
Yeah, I can live with that. I'm doing things the right way here. You've got 1 week. After that, I want you out. And you can take the girls.
Wait, what?
Yeah, the daughters from my first marriage. They're your problem now.
No way. That's not even possible. There's no such thing as custody for them anymore.
What?
Valentina's already 22, and Emma just turned 21. They're both full-grown adults now. You should have known, once someone turns 18, legal custody ends automatically.
Wait, seriously? I didn't know that kind of detail.
And let me add something else. I never legally adopted them. So officially and legally, I was never their parent, which means once we get divorced, I have zero connection to those girls. Don't tell me you were planning to kick the three of us out at once and then use the "I'm giving you custody" excuse to dodge responsibility. If so, that's a huge mistake. That kind of escape plan won't fly. You're their biological father. You handled it. Don't try to dump that on me.
But you and the girls have been super close lately, right? You even went shopping together.
That's what we call an emotional bond. Legally, it doesn't hold any weight. Just because we're close doesn't mean I'm responsible for everything. That's not how any of this works.
You've got to be kidding me.
Anna, where are you? I've been looking everywhere but can't find you. Valentina? Wait, did you already move out? You had so much stuff. How'd you pack that fast? The divorce papers were already filed and done, and he settled the entire moving bill in cash immediately, way quicker than I expected. That saved me from waiting around. Technically, he said I had a week to move out, but I didn't want to stay in that house for even one more day, so I packed up everything and left, just like that. I see. So, have you already found a new place to live? I heard your childhood home isn't around anymore. I was a little worried, wondering if you had somewhere to go. Thanks for thinking of me, but I'm fine. I got a regular apartment. Picked a place where I can live comfortably at my own pace. There was this one spot along my commute. Quiet, sunny, just felt right. The moment I saw it, I knew. I finally feel like I can breathe. Wait, isn't that super close to where Emma and I work? That's wild. What are the odds? Yeah, total coincidence. But honestly, it kind of feels like fate. I've been feeling a little lost, but now I think I'm going to be okay. So, hey, can we still hang out like before? Like grabbing lunch or having a drink after work now and then? Honestly, I couldn't stand the thought of losing you. You've always felt like a real mom to me. Valentina, hearing you say that means the world to me. As far as I'm concerned, if you two are okay with it, I'd love to stay close. Forever. Once I'm done unpacking, how about a little girls' night at my place? No pressure, no filters, just us chatting and laughing all night. That sounds amazing. I'm totally in. Text me as soon as you pick a date. Of course, I will. Like I'd ever forget you. Oh, and send me your new address. Emma and I will come help you unpack. Thank you. I'll send it over with a map. Just knowing you're coming already lifts my spirits. By the way, the fact that we're even talking about this, does that mean you've started thinking about what comes next? You mean whether we're leaving the house or not? Yeah, we've definitely been thinking it over. But to be honest, we're not planning on leaving. You don't just walk away from the place you've always called home. No matter who lives there, it's still where we belong. Wait, are you seriously set on that? I just assumed you'd move out since his new wife and kid are coming. I thought once I left, they'd naturally take over the house. That's why I was kind of worried. Yeah, but isn't where we live up to us? It's not like we're obligated to move out just because it's more convenient for someone else. Well, when you put it like that, I guess you're right. But still, don't you think it's going to be awkward in a lot of ways? I appreciate you being considerate, but I don't think we need to step aside just because it's expected. I want to make that decision for myself. And we've really thought this through. It's not like we're staying just because we didn't know what else to do. I see. So there's an actual reason behind your decision? Yeah, and honestly, this might surprise you a little. Dad's new date? Her name's Bella. She was actually a classmate from our high school, 1 year below Emma and me. Wait, seriously? She went to your high school? So she's someone you kind of knew? Sort of. We didn't hang out or anything, but I knew her name and face. She came in while Emma and I were still there, so we passed each other in the halls now and then. We weren't close, but she stood out enough that I still remember what people said about her.
You knew her even though you weren't close?
Well, Emma and I have always had that landowner's daughter label stuck to us. We never tried to stand out, but people stared anyway. And girls like her, you know how they always seem to attract a lot of gossip, right? Bella was no exception. There were tons of rumors about her and guys. People at school used to whisper, "You might want to steer clear of that one."
Got it. So she was one of those girls people kept their distance from. Honestly, that makes a lot of sense now. But knowing all that, isn't it hard to keep living under the same roof with her? If you're forcing yourself to stay, just say so. If it's a money thing, I'm more than ready to help.
That means a lot, honestly. Just hearing that is more than enough. But it's not about money, so don't worry. I've just got some things I want to work through, so I decided to stay at the house a little longer.
Work through what? Is there something that's bothering you?
I can't say for sure just yet, but something feels off and I want to look into it properly. I don't want to leave while something still feels unfinished. Depending on what I find, I might make a totally different decision. So for now, I'm just holding off until I know for sure.
I feel a little better after hearing that, but just let me ask one thing. You're not getting involved in anything dangerous, right?
You don't need to worry about that at all. You know I'm careful. I'm not the reckless type. And Emma's with me. We're talking everything through together, so we're fine.
If anything ever feels off, don't hold back. If you need help, you can come to me anytime.
Yeah, thanks.
Hey, Anna, I've got something I need to ask you. Figured if anyone knew, it'd be you.
Oh, Wyatt, it's been a while. What's up?
Do you know where Valentina and Emma went? They disappeared out of nowhere. I can't reach them. The whole house is empty. It's freaking me out.
What? Seriously? Wait. Oh, you think it's because of what happened?
You know something? I'm losing my mind over here.
I don't know the full story, just bits and pieces. But it's about Bella's baby, correct? It seems like the child isn't actually yours, right?
Yeah, sounds insane, but it's true. Valentina looked into it. Apparently, Bella had a reputation back in school for being pretty wild with guys. She was always bouncing from one guy to another, sometimes juggling more than one at once. Even when she told me she was pregnant, she was already seeing 2 other guys that we know of. So I had this gut feeling and secretly ordered a DNA test. I didn't want to believe it, but...
And just like you feared, the test came back. No biological connection. Everything you believed just blew up in your face.
Yeah, honestly, it hit me hard. Maybe I was an idiot for ever trusting her. In the end, that's what led to our divorce. Once the trust was gone, there was no way to keep living together. And then, Valentina and Emma said it, that maybe it wasn't you who was infertile. Maybe it was me.
Yeah, I spent years blaming myself for not getting pregnant. I went to different doctors, did every test, and every time the results said no issues. Still, I kept thinking it had to be my fault. But now, hearing there's a chance you might have been the issue all along, I actually talked to Valentina and Emma about that once. Having them understand what I was going through, it meant the world to me. And it reminded me, when Valentina was around 12, you were hospitalized with something serious, remember?
Ah, yeah, now that you mention it, it was. I was so focused on surviving, I didn't think about anything else back then.
But that illness, it's possible it left some kind of damage that affected your body afterward. Male infertility isn't all that rare, you know?
Actually, Valentina brought that up to me a little while ago. She told me I should get tested. And yesterday, I finally got the results back. Honestly, it was a shock. Turns out, What you and the girl suspected, it was true. I never imagined something like that was going on with my body.
Yeah, I figured. All those years I spent blaming myself. If you'd gotten tested too, we could have known so much sooner.
Anyway, Mom and I talked, and we figured if either Valentina or Emma married someone who'd take our name, the family legacy would be secure.
But seriously, that plan? It's ridiculous. Setting up arranged dates and telling them to pick one, and then springing it on them like you're moving in together next week. There's no way anyone would be okay with that.
Still, our family owns a lot of land. We need someone to carry on the name. It's just reality. Sometimes those decisions aren't easy.
But because of that, they both disappeared, didn't they? You pushed too hard and it drove your daughters away.
Man, they really ran off. They vanished without a word and I'm completely lost over here. Anna, I figured you'd know something. Those girls always came to you whenever something was going on, right? So I was sure, you'd know where they went. Please, I'm begging you. I don't know what to do.
About that? Sorry, but I haven't heard anything.
No way. You've got that tone that screams you're not telling the truth. You know it.
No, I'm telling the truth. They were smart enough to keep it from me, just in case you tried to corner me for answers.
Wait, they were actually being that careful around me?
Yes. They figured that when the time is right, they'll get in touch. That's how they plan to handle it.
You've got to be kidding me. Then at least tell me where they're working. Come on, give me Valentina or Emma's office info.
Wait, are you telling me you don't even know where your own daughters work? What kind of parent does that make you?
I mean, whatever. I figured it was just some temporary job anyway. I assumed they'd quit soon, so I didn't really care.
That's exactly why they can't stand you. You ignore them until it's convenient to play the doting dad. Did you really not notice?
What? Seriously? They hate me?
You didn't even realize they'd been distancing themselves for ages? That's just sad. You're completely clueless.
Wow, but I thought the reason they stayed at home after I married Bella was...
Don't get the wrong idea. No one stayed behind to help you or to expose Bella's secrets for your sake. Truth is, they'd already lost all respect for you. They were pretty blunt about it, said it was honestly embarrassing watching their dad get all wrapped up in some fantasy. Like, wake up already. What pushed them over the edge was something they heard from a hometown friend. Stuff about Bella's past, her exes, the timing of the pregnancy. They were pretty much convinced the baby wasn't yours. They acknowledged that they think the baby is innocent, but they can't just accept a stranger as their brother just because you say so, and they're not that giving. So no, they didn't stay because they felt bad for you. They stayed to be there when the DNA results came in and to throw the truth right in your face.
No way. I had no idea they'd planned things out that thoroughly.
But now that they've done what they came to do, there's no reason left for them to stay in that house. And on top of that, you went and picked out husbands for them. Told them one of you has to marry this guy? Of course they ran away. They didn't even waste time being shocked. They bolted full speed to protect their own future. They made that decision for themselves.
Unbelievable. I really messed this up. What am I supposed to do now? Now that I know I'm infertile, I have no chance of having another kid. Those two were the only ones who could carry on the family, and now they're gone.
Then maybe you're done here. You've got no reason to be coming to me about this anymore.
Wait, at least give me their work info. That's the only way I can even begin to find them.
Sorry, but that's not going to happen. Even if you're their father, I can't just give out a grown adult's workplace info. That's not okay.
Please, I'm begging you. I know it's too late, but there's stuff I still need to say to them.
Don't push your personal issues on me like it's my responsibility to fix them. I'm not in that position anymore. And honestly, I'm exhausted, physically and emotionally. I just don't have the energy to keep this conversation going. I'm sorry, but I need to rest now.
Wait, hold on. I'm not done.
If you really have something you need to say, then go find them yourself. Face them. That's your responsibility as their father.
So I just have to wait for them to reach out?
For now, yeah. Take a breath. You need to calm down. Good night. It's been a few months since then. Valentina and Emma both escaped that bizarre arranged marriage setup, and now they're living peacefully with their boyfriends. Wyatt actually said, "One of you has to marry this man," like some cringy line from a decades-old soap opera. He probably never imagined they'd grab their stuff and walk out for real. And then, he tried barging into my workplace shouting, "We need to talk." The thing is, he showed up at my old office, the one I quit 2 years ago, and after yelling at the front desk, they ended up calling the cops on him. Turns out, he didn't even know where I work now. He didn't know where his daughters worked either, and now he's paying the price for ignoring everyone's lives. What came next was karma, plain and simple. His own father finally gave up on him and handed the family business to a responsible young relative. Wyatt got fired on the spot. And as a bonus, his mother, who secretly helped him cover up the affair with Bella, was kicked out too. They were both tossed out of the house. Now they live in a rundown apartment on the edge of town, screaming at each other all day like it's a sport. Neighbors roll their eyes, another fight again, and now the property manager's threatening eviction. This is where you end up when you try to climb through life by stepping on others. And maybe it was the only ending left for someone who drove away every last person who cared. As for me, I'm on my own now, but my heart is finally calm. I broke free from the days when I was treated like a maid. And now, I live in a quiet condo where I can finally be myself. There's no age limit on starting over. Sometimes, it's only after you let go that you really start to see the world clearly.
Thank you for watching. Please rate the video and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.